Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier, Mike's Instant Movie Review. So I think this is going to be like the last 4 Harry Potter movies I've seen, which are basically in the original 8 movie set. I believe, I think I did a review of the tournament one, the fucking Goblet of Fire. So what came next? The 4th one, which was the one after the Goblet of Fire, and then the 5th one, or this, I don't even know anymore. So basically tonight I saw, was it the Heavenly Gallows or the Scary Gallows part 1 of 2. And the night before, Friday night's movie, I pretty much conked out. I have to admit, I was just tired. I had a rough sleeping scenario the night before. I really don't know what the fuck I saw. But the one after the tournament one, where Cedric, it's interesting how Cedric wasn't, as far as I recall, not even in the first 2 or 3, right? And then suddenly they need someone to kill, so they make this guy worth something, and then they kill him off in the same movie that he debuts in, and he's basically like Harry Potter's stand-in. He's just a taller version of Harry Potter, serves no point other than to die. And then the next movie we come back and they mourn him like suddenly this is Harry's best fucking friend all of a sudden that he gave 5 flying shits about. And we're supposed to care about Cedric like he's the fucking Black Panther who just died or some such nonsense. And then we come back to the next movie, and the next one was pretty good. I remember the next one being pretty dramatic. After the tournament one, it was a little like tougher, a little fightier. And then the one last night, I really, to be honest, I just don't know what the fuck I saw. It just kind of blanked out. So whatever the 6th one was, it didn't leave much of an impression. I think I hit the wall. So this 7th movie is technically the only Harry Potter movie I ever saw in the theater beforehand. Years ago, I guess I'll tell the funny story now. I was with my dad, my father. My father really hadn't seen many movies in recent years. I went to visit him. We did not live in the same state. I would see him once or twice a year. And my dad suddenly said, "Hey, we want to go see a movie." And I was shocked and amazed because my father hadn't seen a movie in a long time. And I'm digging through the newspaper, back when people had newspapers, and I'm finding the listings, and I'm reading to him all the films of the day. And I recall that one of them, I think, was called 27 Hours. It was with James Franco, at the time a popular actor. Now, not so much. All these good-looking guys that these women finger bang themselves over always turn out to be creeps. You ever notice that? But anyway, I'm like, hey, this movie, the guy sticks his hand in a mountain, and then he has to get out. And my dad is like, "Oh, yeah, I saw the real guy on TV." I said, "Oh, really?" He said, "Yeah, it's an interesting story." I said, "Oh, do you want to go see the movie then?" My dad said, "Well, I already know what happens." So my dad basically did not want to see the 27 Hours movie because he knows that the guy got his hand stuck in the fucking mountain. I guess he had to chew it off or cut it off or whatever the fuck. So I still haven't seen the movie because my dad saw the real life guy. So for all you marketing people out there, marketing a film, if you have a real life guy who got his hand chewed off or whatever the fuck, don't put him on CNN because my dad won't go see the movie. So I'm reading the other films of the day that are out. I can't remember what they were. Everything was just not to our mutual liking. And then I keep seeing, well, Dad, the Harry Potter Part 7, Part 1 is playing. I haven't seen the other ones. Have you? And my dad's like, "Oh, I haven't seen it. Let's go see that." And I said, "Dad, but like I said, I haven't seen the prior 6. Have you seen any of them?" "No." I said, "Well, why do you want to see the 7th one?" "Well, if they're making 7 of them, it must be pretty good." So his logic, was pretty spot on. Like, yes, if they've made 7 of these movies, they're successful. It's a proven material. I mean, I didn't know that you had to make 7 movies before someone went to go see them, but that was my dad's theory. So I argued and complained and pointed out, like, well, I don't think we're really going to know what's going on because these are sequels and, we don't know the procession of events. But we went to go see the movie. The movie had been out for 4 or 5 months at that point. It was a matinee. It was a weekday. We were the only 2 gentlemen in the theater. And I think I conked out and fell asleep. And I don't know if my You know, we didn't talk about that situation very much because it was kind of a sore subject. I was wanting to see the James Franco puts his arm in a mountain movie and so forth. So anyway, this movie, I guess I can say I've seen it twice now, and this time I was awake. I did like this movie. I mean, one thing that's been brewing in the last couple of films, Harry Potter's kind of a gangster when it comes to the ladies. I mean, he's got the Japanese chick, like Cedric's weeping widow, he's hooking up with little baby kisses. The blonde chick. Now, when the blonde chick in this one, with like the Betty Boop voice, was that her spouse or her dad? Like this kind of blondish guy? Like what's up? Is that her older man or is that like her relative? You know what I mean? Like lover or spouse? What's going on there with Blondie? But Harry's like kissy-facing with Blondie. He's kissy-facing. I mean, God, what a friend this Harry fucker is. I mean, not only is he making out with Ron's little sister, like he's zipping up her fucking dress, shit. And then he's like playing dancey dance with fucking Hanawana, and he's like eyeballing her. Now, for whatever the fuck reason, I mean, Ron is so inept with Hanawana. She's obviously just throwing herself at him, and he's just so ignorant. I mean, Christ. Like, she is just putting it on a platter for this fucking Ron, and he is so oblivious to Hanawana. And then when fucking, you know, Potter makes a move on her with like suddenly we're in an independent, like fucking, whatever the fuck, like a fucking Laura Linney, fucking, who's that actor, like, that played the Hulk, the fucking Blackwater movie, the Mark Ruffalo, or like in a Laura Linney, Mark Ruffalo, fucking 2004 independent art house romance of an alcoholic husband and a fucking heroin addicted wife, and they're dancing, and it's like, what the fuck? And it's like Potter is totally eyeballing Hanawana, looking for that kiss. Like, he's making out with a Japanese chick, and he's going on dates with the black waitress and the fucking albino chick, and now he's looking at fucking Hanawana, bringing it all back home like Bob Dylan, and she just fucking takes off. Like, he's standing there waiting for the kiss, and she just kind of like bolts. It's like, oof, that hurt. So, whatever the fuck. And then Ron comes back. It's like, fucking Potter knows no bounds, man. He'll just go after it all. So, this triangle, though, I think it's starting to drag the movie down, I don't know if J.K. Rowling, I don't know if she wrote all these stuff into the books or there's variations between the books and the films with all this love triangle crap, all this teenage romance. Oh, in this one, do they make a reference to the Twilight movies? Because there's this little moment where they're talking about, I did like the three brothers little fable, but when they said like, oh, this story begins at midnight. Oh, Twilight. My mother always said Twilight, or however the fuck it went. Was that a reference to the vampire movies? Like, was that a shout out to the competition? It seemed like it. I mean, I don't know. It seemed like it. You got a hearty chuckle from the audience. It seemed like a little tip of the hat to the other film franchise of the 2010s or whatever the fucks. But, yeah, I mean, I thought this movie was good. I mean, this one, this part, and I guess, did the real live Gindlegork fucking die? Like, the actor playing him, was he replaced or not? And we finally discover that Snape is, in fact, a double agent. I thought Snape was the one we do not say his name of the whole fucking time, Alan Rickman as the character, but apparently no, he's just a servant. I do like this, what's her dick, Olivia Newton-John or Olivia Beckham Carter, whatever the fuck her name is. She's like on loan from the Tim Burton universe. Like, she's like, oh, you know, she just left Fight Club, or Edward Scissorhands' little sister, whatever the fuck she is. She's coming over to these movies. Looks great. You know what I mean? Looks like she was preserved well from Fight Club. You know what I mean? She still has that kind of bipolar-y, you know, whatever the fuck. What's it called? Borderline personality disorder female. So she's in this fucking movie, which is nice. What about, like, going back to movies, like Ron's little sister was making out with another dude, like in the fucking diner or whatever the fuck, and Ron was getting all bent because his little sister's like playing snogging, as they say, with the gentleman. So I mean, you know, what happened to that dude? Like the little sister's kind of a player too. Shit, all these teenagers with their hormones. So anyway, folks, I'm enjoying the films. I am going to say that tomorrow is the final chapter, the final part 7, part 2. So this is the end. I'm proud of myself because I've gotten to the theater on time for all of these movies. I think last night I got in just as the opening title hit the screen, but I mean, I do know how to time this thing. They are playing, from what I've seen, pretty much the same previews every night, but a lot of times I come in late. But I've got a wonderful chair. I've been doing the gyration chair the whole, like, since I locked into that. It's been nice. Tonight, I didn't have anyone on my, God damn it, asshole. I didn't have anyone, some motorcycle fuck. I'm a motorcycle rider, ooh, whatever the fuck. Goddamn assholes. So, tonight was nice. There was no one sitting on my left, you know what I mean? Which was nice. I just could take my goddamn shoes off. All these assholes, like everyone tonight in the theater had to use the potty, the loo, as they say in Harry World. Everyone was looing it up, urinating and feculating and all this horse shit. Everyone was going back and forth. The toilets must have had a nightmare tonight in this theater because all these assholes going there and shitting and pissing and all this horse shit. God, that's the one thing about human beings, the design that's kind of less than magical is the whole facilitation routine. If you really think about it, it's pretty disgusting. Like if there was another system, you know what I mean, to expel things, it's just kind of gross if you think about it. In any event, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go see Shaun of the Dead that I've never seen. In case you're wondering, gee whiz, Mike, your social media presence seems to be limited. Well, I mean, it's just been a nightmare. I got punted off of Facebook. YouTube took away 4 of my channels for no reason. And so it's very distraughting. I'm very upset, but I'm keeping it close to the chest. That's it, MikeMessier.com, Harry Potter.